In the heart of a quiet, snow-covered forest, a little snowman named Frosty came to life. He wasn't like the other snowmen, who were content standing still, waving their stick arms at passersby. Frosty had a dream, a peculiar dream, for a creature of snow. He wanted to see the ocean. He had heard tales from the winter winds, whispers of a vast, blue expanse that stretched to the edge of the world, where the water danced with the sun. His friends, the squirrels and the rabbits, told him it was a foolish quest. "You'll melt, Frosty," they'd chirp. "The sun is warm there, the air is salty and mild." But the pull of the ocean was stronger than his fear. So, one morning, as the first rays of sun painted the snow in shades of pink and gold, Frosty began his journey. He rolled himself carefully, trying not to lose too much snow, heading south where the wind said the ocean lay. His first challenge came quickly. The forest path gave way to a road, black and bare. It was warm to the touch, and Frosty could feel the bottom of his round body starting to soften. He knew he couldn't travel on the road. Just as he started to worry, a large truck rumbled past, its open back filled with Christmas trees being taken away after the holidays. With a mighty heave, Frosty managed to roll himself into the back, hiding amongst the fragrant pines. The ride was bumpy and strange. He peeked out and saw the world rush by in a blur of colors he'd never seen before. The endless white of his home was replaced by greens, browns, and grays. He felt a pang of homesickness, but the thought of the ocean spurred him on. The truck eventually stopped in a small town. Frosty carefully rolled out, finding himself in a park. The snow here was patchy, and children were playing, their laughter echoing in the air. A little girl with bright red boots saw him. She didn't scream or run. Instead, she smiled. "You're melting," she said softly. Frosty looked down. It was true. He was smaller than when he started. The girl seemed to understand. She ran to a nearby vendor and came back with a big bucket of ice. She gently packed it around Frosty's base. "This might help," she whispered. "Where are you going?" "To the ocean," Frosty replied, his voice a soft, snowy whisper. The girl's eyes widened. "That's a long way. And it's warm there." She thought for a moment. "My grandpa is a fisherman. He drives his refrigerated truck to the coast every day. Maybe he can help you." Her grandpa was a kind old man with a face weathered by the sea and sun. He listened to his granddaughter's story, a twinkle in his eye. He looked at the determined little snowman and chuckled. "Well, I'll be a snowman who wants to see the sea. I've seen a lot of things in my day, but that's a first." "All right, little fella, hop in. But I can't promise you'll enjoy the view for long." Frosty was carefully lifted into the back of the cold truck, a traveling winter wonderland just for him. The journey was long, but Frosty was safe from the sun. Through a small crack, he could smell it before he could see it afresh. Salty scent that filled his charcoal lungs with an unfamiliar joy. Finally, the truck stopped. The old fisherman opened the doors. "Here we are, my friend, the end of the line." Frosty rolled slowly to the edge of the truck bed and looked out. And then he saw it. It was more magnificent than any story the wind had ever told. A shimmering, endless blue, kissing a sky that was just as vast. Waves crashed onto a sandy shore in a rhythmic, booming song, sending white foam skittering across the beach. Seabirds cried out as they soared on the breeze. The sun, a brilliant golden orb, hung over the water, its reflection a glittering path of diamonds. It was beautiful, it was perfect, and it was warm. The fisherman gently lifted Frosty and carried him down to the sand, placing him just at the edge of the water. The sun felt like a warm blanket on his snowy skin. The gentle sea breeze felt like a soft caress. He could feel himself getting smaller, his perfect round body softening, his carrot nose drooping. He looked at the waves. One came closer, gently lapping at his base. It was cool, but not cold enough. He felt a tiny part of himself dissolve and join the water. He was becoming part of the ocean he had dreamed of. The fisherman and his granddaughter stood by, watching quietly. "Is he sad?" the little girl asked. Her grandpa shook his head. "No, I don't think so. Look at his face." Frosty's coal-black smile seemed wider than ever. He wasn't afraid. He had spent his whole life as a temporary thing, a creature of a single season. But in his short existence, he had dared to dream of the impossible. And he had made it. As the sun continued its work, Frosty grew smaller and smaller. His stick arms fell, and his scarf unraveled onto the sand. His pebble eyes sank away. He looked out at the endless horizon one last time. He felt himself letting go, not with sadness, but with a deep, profound sense of peace. He was no longer just a snowman in a forest. He was a traveler, an adventurer. He had felt the rumble of a truck, the kindness of a child, and the chill of a fisherman's lorry. And now, he was becoming one with the great, wide, wonderful ocean. As the last of his snow melted into a small puddle and was swept away by the next wave, the little girl picked up his scarf. The fisherman put a hand on her shoulder. He saw it, the old man said. That's all that mattered. Frosty was gone, but he wasn't truly gone. He was in the salt on the wind, in the coolness of the tide, in the memory of a little girl and an old fisherman. He was a part of the ocean. He had journeyed so far to sea. And in the heart of winter, when new snow falls, maybe, just maybe, a little bit of that ocean water will rise into the clouds and fall again as a snowflake, ready to start a new dream. Thanks for watching our story today. If you enjoyed Frosty's journey, do you and forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more tales that warm the heart. See you next time.
Digital magazine wonders of nature. Fascinating articles. Stunning photographs. Delivered in PDF format. Get them in the links of our channels. Purchasing digital magazines is a good way to stay informed.